What's up, everybody? Andrew Mahone here with Tricky Jim at Full Grip Games. Today I'm going to be showing off one of the most popular ways to play Eternatus VMAX with Galarian Slowbro V and Toxicroak to inflict bonus damage with their poison abilities, allowing Eternatus VMAX to take huge one-hit KOs on any Pokemon in the Pokemon trading card game. Let's check it out. We all know and love Eternatus VMAX. It's one of the best cards in standard format right now. It's got 340 HP, and its Eternal Zone ability allows you to have up to 8 Darkness Pokemon on your bench. Its Dread End attack for 1 Dark and 1 Colorless energy deals up to 270 damage if you have a full bench. Now, 270 damage for 2 energy is very good. However, it's a little bit short of the numbers we want to be hitting in standard format. Arceus, Dialga, and Palkia GX has 280 HP. Most VMAX Pokemon have 320 HP, and of course, Eternatus has 340 HP. Now, in order to close the gap between our damage output naturally and the HP totals we want to hit, we do play the Poison package in this deck. Galarian Slowbro V and its Rapid Fire Poison ability pair great with Eternatus since it is a Dark-type Pokemon. It allows you to leave your opponent's active Pokemon poisoned if Galarian Slowbro V is in the active spot. Now, Galarian Slowbro V does have a hefty retreat of 3, but it's very easy to get the Galarian Slowbro in and out of the active position with the Dark City Stadium, which gives your basic Dark Pokemon in play no retreat cost. We also play 4 copies of Switch to make sure that we always have an out to getting our Galarian Slowbro into the active position. Now, Poison only racks up 10 damage between turns unless you've got Toxicroak in play with its More Poison ability, which allows you to put 2 more damage counters on your opponent's Poison Pokemon during the Pokemon checkup phase. And we play 4 copies of Toxicroak, meaning that you can stack up to 8 extra damage counters on your opponent's Poison Pokemon between turns, meaning that you can deal 90 poison damage on top of the 270 damage that we already deal with Eternatus VMAX, meaning you can hit 360 damage with your Eternatus VMAX in this build of the deck. The Toxicroak is very good because it not only allows you to hit numbers against Pokemon VMAX, it also can allow you to combat the Zamazenta V with its Dauntless Shield ability. If you just leave it poisoned turn after turn, Marnie, your opponent, disrupt them, you can actually stack up a ton of damage on that Zamazenta V and actually get in there and attack with your Crobat or your Eternatus V in order to actually put some damage on Zamazenta. So the poison is not only great for knocking out big Pokemon VMAX, you can also knock out little threats with poison damage alone, which is great against single prize attackers as well. Now, the rest of the deck is just built around being as consistent as possible. We got 4 copies of Professor's Research, 3 copies of Marnie, and 3 copies of Boss's Orders in the deck, as well as 3 Great Ball, 3 Pokemon Communication, and 4 Quick Ball. The energy split is a little bit of a variety package here. We got 7 basic Darkness energy in the deck, which is very good because you're going to want to rely on Eternatus V's Power Accelerator attack in order to get extra energy into play. It's very good for combating Crushing Hammer, which is all over the place right now. Power Accelerator can only accelerate basic Darkness energy, so you have to play a healthy amount of those in the deck, and 7 is a good number. We play 2 copies of Capture Energy since our Eternatus VMAX attack does have a colorless attack cost, which is awesome, and we play 2 copies of Hiding Darkness Energy, which can give our Eternatus VMAX free retreat, which is great for pivoting in and out of Galarian Slowbro V. This is a very exciting deck to play, which can take huge one-hit KOs, and it's definitely one of the most popular decks in standard format right now. So check out the deck in action during this highlights portion from our stream. If you haven't already, make sure to check out the Twitch stream, twitch.tv/TrickyJim, where I stream live Pokemon trading card game content every single weekday, and let me know, what do you think of this Eternatus VMAX deck in the comments below. Slowbro has been a very popular version of Eternatus lately, so I think it's not unreasonable to test this version. Need Ultra Ball? This deck definitely craves Ultra Ball. That is absolutely true. Imagine an Eternatus VMAX with 4 Quick Ball, 4 Ultra Ball. I mean, that would just be beautiful. Not only would that be great for consistency, but it would also be fantastic for being able to thin your hand down so that you could use Crobat more easily, right? A number of reasons that would be very strong. There we go. All right, I got Croagunk. I could switch just to draw more cards. I honestly think that's probably reasonable enough. Just to draw a little bit more. Get a little bit more of an explosive start. We've got Marnie and Research. I think that's Another Croagunk is cool. Just go energy down. Marnie, since I've already got rid of one boss, don't want to get rid of two. And then we do find a great hand off of that Marnie, and we get the turn 1 power accelerator as well. So we're going to get to bop that Senti and get the energy onto our benched Eternatus V. Don't want to bench the Slowbro yet because we'll probably, we'll see if we top deck a Pokemon. And, if we do, then we've got, a couple of Pokemon communication targets. Would be very strong for us this upcoming turn. Now, Senti gets the Welder Double Fire. And they could hit me for, if they got like 4 energy on a Centiskorch VMAX, they could deal 200 damage this turn to my Eternatus. It's not quite enough to knock it out, but they could do something. Also could Radiating Heat, so getting that turn 1 power accelerator is very good because Radiating Heat is another strategy Centiskorch VMAX can use to slow down Eternatus, since most Centiskorch decks are not playing any Crushing Hammers or anything like that. Having the option to Radiating Heat to just deny an energy attachment is really good. Sometimes Centiskorch can do that going second. If they have that play, they can just go Radiating Heat, get an energy down, especially if the Eternatus is just like a sitting duck in the active position with the darkness energy on it. It's like a very reasonable play to turn 1 Welder to the Centiskorch. Instead of going for the Flare Starter, you can just go and Radiating Heat. It does look like my opponent's got pretty solid setup, though. They've got 2 Centiskorches ready to go now, and swinging into this one for 160. I think that's a smart play because they're setting up for that 2-hit KO on an eventual VMAX. So we've done 30. I need to deal 290 damage to this thing this turn, which means that I will need to poison it, first of all. So I think what I want to do is I want to get Crobat, and I want to get an Eternatus VMAX. Those are the cards that I'm looking at here. Because if we get both of those, then we're guaranteeing ourselves to see a strong amount of cards here. So I think that makes the most sense for us. We're going to go here, and we're going to Crobat for 5 and just see what kind of cards we can get into. We find Croagunk, we find a Slowbro, find a Darkness Energy, which I'll put onto my Eternatus VMAX here on the bench. And then we are going to research, see 7 more cards, and see what we've got. Now, we don't find any switching cards or anything like that. So we are just simply going to Power Accelerator again, which is fine. We don't get any way to inflict poison, no switches, no stadiums, nothing like that. So we can Great Ball, see if we do hit Toxicroak. It's good. We can at least get that evolved up. And I don't want to, completely jam my bench in case I want to Crobat or something this next turn. So we're going to save this. We're going to save this bench here like this. The Eternatus V, we're never going to evolve this in the active, because if we do evolve this Eternatus V, it's basically just giving my opponent 3 prizes when we could just give them the 2. Now they do have Talonflame that they're powering up with the Bright Wing attack and deal 160 damage, which is a decent chunk of damage they can deal. They do Welder this turn, so I don't have to really worry about this Eternatus getting gusted. It looks like they probably are going to just be swinging in to this Eternatus V. And with 2 Power Excels, I mean, this thing is in range for us now, which is great. So we are going to be able to take 3 prizes on this. And the hope is that Eternatus will just sweep the rest of the game. I mean, this is exactly what Eternatus decks are supposed to do. You're supposed to build up your win con and then just Marnie and sweep. That is definitely one of the deck's kind of purest strengths. So we can put down another Eternatus V, and then we are just going to Marnie. No need to play any of these cards out of my hand. Totally fine. And then we do find a Dark City. We find a switch. I can poison. We're going to save that for whatever, this next attacker may be. So we will evolve this. Put the Capture Energy down onto Eternatus V. And we can counter the Stadium, which I think is fine. And then we're going to be dealing... Yeah, they've got 260. We're going to be dealing 270 damage. So I don't even need to poison. We've just got that knockout. We've got the Eternatus with the energy on it. and we Marnie them to 4 cards. So our odds of being able to win this game, I'd say, are very high right now. And we do find like a whole gang of supporters there off of the prizes. So things are looking good. Now I'm anticipating that my opponent's going to try and go Talonflames. Smart play from them. They set up the Talonflame so that they can use that Bright Wing attack, deal 160 damage to my Eternatus, and then try to sweep with their own Scentiscorch VMAX. So by doing that, they're going to force me into this game plan potentially where I only have one prize remaining, and they can stamp me to 1 and try to sweep with their own Scentiscorch VMAX. I'm getting questions in the chat. How do I say Giant Hearth? Giant Hearth? Giant Hearth? Giant Hearth? Usually I say Giant Hearth. I've been known to mispronounce things. Pandage says I say it the correct way. I know, I get corrected all the time. You should have seen the comments on my Fortress video. Foretris? Yeah, I was calling it Foretris the whole video. Yeah, sorry. Skip Gen 3, guys. That's my B. It's apparently Fortress, like the number 4. Oh, I'm correct? Good stuff. Giant Hearth. Hearth. Yes. Very good. Glad I'm not mispronouncing that. But, yeah, you know, pronunciation's never been my strong suit. Fortress is Gen 2? You guys are definitely lying to me that Fortress is Gen 2. There's no chance. No chance. No. Fortress feels like a Gen 3 Pokemon. Can I at least get that it's... Can I at least get it that it feels like a Gen 3 Pokemon? Oh, geez, chat. All right, I'm going to go ahead and just hide over here. Hides from Pine... Oh, you're right. It does evolve from Pineco. I could have told you that Pineco was probably a Gen 2 Pokemon. Going to go ahead and hide inside my nice little... This is my safety hood. This is... Nobody can judge me in here, okay? So there we go. Hiding inside my safety hood. This is a judgment-free zone. This is where Streamer Man doesn't get judged. All right? Very nice. So, yes. Carry on. However you were, chat. Yep. Very good. All right. Now my opponent's got Talonflame V. Looks like they may be using Bright Wing on my Eternatus VMAX, deal 160 damage. They've got Meat Dog out here. Nice Rainbow Rare. Heatran GX. Can obviously use Hot Burn GX if they decide to. They really got their whole bench flexed out at this point. So they've got their whole strategy is in full effect, in full swing. They cannot ramp, I believe, right? Cannot ramp to KO my Eternatus with Heatran this turn, can they? Can they? Wait. So they had 3 on this thing the turn previous. They had 1 on this turn. They have attached for turn already. So, no, they cannot, right? Or, I guess if they had Weldered. So, oh, yeah, if they had Weldered double fire there, they would have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sure enough, yeah. If they had got it, I would have been a goner. But fortunately, they did not. Had they one-hit KO'd my Eternatus with Heatran. That being said, taking the one-hit KO there with Heatran, yeah, that's a pretty insane play for sure. Because I don't exactly... I mean, maybe I would have been able to respond with a new Eternatus to knock out the Heatran. It's like, okay, you take it, but then you move all of your energy to the Heatran, which is a 190 HP Pokemon that I can easily knock out. So that seems rough. All right, we're going to go here. We definitely just want the other Eternatus so that if I, so if this thing gets knocked out, then we just pretty much have a layup knockout on whatever my opponent promotes, right? And I can even retreat if I want to. Dance if I want to. It's like, is there even a point to retreating attack? I guess so. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. I feel like it makes things harder. I'll just go there. Dread End. And now they can't possibly ramp to a 7 energy Heatran to one-hit KO this thing. And they can't Marnie and Boss in the same turn. And, we're feeling pretty good. We've got the Slowbro set up. We can, poison. We can more poison with our Toxicroaks, which is great. And then we should be able to one-hit KO whatever's in the active position with 2 Toxicroaks set up. We're going to be adding 4 damage counters to our poison effect. So we're going to be dealing 50 additional damage with poison, which means that Dread End, dealing 270, will ramp up to that magic 320 number, meaning that so long as I have a switch, I guess, okay, so this was the, oh yeah, so this is cool. I could actually just attach my third energy to the Eternatus, hard retreat into Slowbro, and then poison switch into Eternatus. So if I get energy and switch, we can do it, or if I get stadium and switch, we can do it. And they have to go boss on a Toxicroak. No, not like this. I could still get another Toxicroak off my Great Ball. So that's going to be the strategy that we attempt to pull off here. Now, this is definitely a heads-up play by my opponent. And a stamped 1. Insanity. Let's go, Crobat. What's up? Okay, so definitely going to promote the free retreating Eternatus here. And we've got Marnie guaranteed. Marnie could get it for us, so I'm not going to Giant Hearth away the Marnie. So we're going to Crobat first. If I were my opponent, I'd be very upset at how good of a hand I have drawn so far. So let's see. We've got this. We're going to go get ourselves another Toxicroak. And then you're telling me all I need is a switch and we win? But I didn't find the boss's orders. My opponent's got 3 prizes left. This is kind of a yikes for me. All right, so we're going to thin. And I need to find a switch. We've got 3 switch and a 19-card deck, chat. And we are going to Marnie, and we need to find it. All right, that's it. That's all there is. Let's go. Need a switch. Let's go, chats. I've got it right here. Free retreat into Galarian Slowbro V, rapid fire poison. And we deal perfect numbers to take the 1-hit KO with Dread End. I'm telling you, Eternatus misses the turn 1 energy drop going first. I mean, it might even be closer to 50%. It's an insane amount of games. Looks like we're playing against Big Peak, judging by that electromagnetic radar. All right, and sure enough, it is Big Peak. So this matchup is going to be all about how many hammers they can hit and how hard they can stamp me to 1. That is going to be it. So I like going second in this matchup. Feels pretty good because we have an opportunity to get that early power accelerator. I feel like power accelerator is really important for this matchup in general. We actually don't hardly need our our Croagunk set up almost at all. It just doesn't really matter. All we need is to power excel, and we can just deal 270, 1-hit KO everything. Now, the only thing we might not be able to 1-hit KO is a single Raichu and a little Raichu with a big charm on it. In which case, it could be valuable for us to set up 1 Toxicroak, but you really don't need more than that in this matchup. So let's go rapid fire poison, and then we are going to bench that, switch here, research, see what we can find. We've got ourselves an energy. Okay, that's cool. We can bench one of these. I can certainly Crobat as well, which looks like that's probably what we're going to do. So we're going to slam this energy down. I want to save our second quick ball. And I've got the Eternatus in my hand, so we'll quick ball this away. And we are going to Crobat for the 1 time. And then next turn, we should be get a Darkness Energy. We do. All right. So I can Power Excel, and I feel like using Power Accelerator is correct because then we know that the Pikarom deck is going to be playing Crushing Hammer, and this gives us a pretty powerful board state to compete with. They would have to hammer twice in order to remove both of our energy from play and potentially keep us out of attacking. Now, this does always make me a little bit... This makes me nervous. This is exactly how we lose as Eternatus, right? And I'm going to tell you why this makes me nervous. Yeah, we had to discard 2 switch in the opening hand. That's unfortunate. But the other thing that is really rough here is that we have jammed our bench, right? We've got a beautiful hand right here. But if our opponent were to Marnie us to 4 cards and we just get like a quick ball, but no Eternatus VMAX or something, then you're just sitting there like draw passing, right? Because your bench is jammed and you can't Crobat again. And that happens with this deck all the time. We could have discarded the Slowbro, but like to try and avoid that, it just doesn't really seem like the optimal route. Now we've got a beautiful setup. So my hand didn't get Marnied. We've got everything we could possibly want. We're ready to tee off here. So we're gonna evolve the bench one since we still have the Dark City in play. That seems right. So we can boss, potentially knock out that peak. We just need to draw into some good cards. So let's see what we can find. I think we're going to want to Great Ball first, see what we're looking at. We find ourselves a Crobat, which is cool. And we're going to take that. And then I think we just go for it. Y'all want to just go for it? You ever just want to... I mean, I'm feeling it, chat. I'm certainly feeling it. Y'all feeling it? I'm feeling it. Okay. Go here. Go here. And, if we miss, it's all good. Can't get the other Croagunk down. And then we will boss up peak. Seems fine. Draw some cards. Energy is all we need. That's why we go for it. Broken deck. So we've got the Capture Energy. I've got Switch. Don't need to play it. We're dealing 240 damage perfectly. Don't want to even put another bench Pokemon down. We're dealing 240 damage, and we want to leave bench space for a potential Crobat. So we could just leave all of these cards in my hand, just use Dread End, deal our 240 damage, take that knockout. That is a turn 2 Boss's Orders knockout on a benched Pikarom, and we've got another Eternatus V on the bench with the Darkness Energy ready to go. And I really feel like choosing to go second just gives you a lot of these very powerful starts. You have stronger turn 1s, you have stronger turn 2s, you have more energy in play because of the early power accelerator, right? And now our opponent is just very much on the back foot. Now they are playing the Mewtwo and Mew version of Pikarom. I feel like Eternatus has a very strong matchup against this version of the deck, since a lot of the very heavy Mewtwo and Mew focused versions of the deck do not play Crushing Hammer or Team Yell Grunt. I feel like Crushing Hammer and Team Yell Grunt are essential for keeping Pokemon with less than 300 HP competitive with Eternatus. Even ADP can sweeten its Eternatus matchup by opting to play Crushing Hammers. And thank you so much, Hayers, for that Prime sub. Appreciate you, Hayers. Thank you so much for joining us here on Twitch and supporting the channel. Looks like my opponent's going to gust up this Eternatus V on the bench. Go with Static Shock. Static Shock for 50 damage. 2 energy. They don't actually have any other options to consider. So this does look like it is going to be a wrap. We have literally got the 3-turn game. Just absolutely glorious here. I mean, we can poison. Don't need to poison. We literally just switch again, and that's a BM. Sorry, chat. And then we go here and we just deal our 270 damage. 3-turn game, chat. 3-turn game. Broken deck. Insanity. That's how it's supposed to work right there. Perfectly executed. There we go. That's what the textbook on Eternatus looks like. You open up the textbook and you're reading about Eternatus VMAX. That's what it tells you that Eternatus VMAX does. Right there. Mawile? Yeah, I don't know. But now, since I'm going second, I actually have a chance. But let's see how we do here. We're playing against ADP Zacian. This is a tough matchup. Now, by choosing to go second, they can't get the turn 1 Ultra Creation, which is cool. We do get our Crobat brought down by Mawile, but we do have a playable opening hand, so that's good. They do put their ADP into the active position, which means that we have an option to poke the ADP turn 1 with Power Accelerator, which is really good as well, because by poking the ADP, we bring it down just a little bit closer to that KO range, and we could make it a little bit easier to knock out on the second turn of the game. Sure enough, top deck Eternatus. That's good. Okay. And then we're going to go there. We're going to go here. And I guess we're just going to research. So I do have the turn 1 Power Excel on this thing, which is great. I think that we just go into the active, though. I think we just go in. feel like going into the active is fine. I think my opponent will still just go for the... This is a very weird hand. I feel like they're still going to go for the Alter Creation GX. So we're just going to go here, Power Excel. We've got two Croagunks down. And then next turn, we're going to have this super weird hand where we just go communication, communication, communication for a Crobat. And then we Crobat, right? For 6. We're going to literally burn all 3 of these communications trying to go for a Crobat for 6 cards. Or we could just lose. Yep. No. That could just be going for plan B. Yep. Cool. All right. That's well played. Yep. That's not good. This is bad. This is real bad. Yep. That's certainly one way to lose the game. That's going to be a yikes for me, Doug. But. No, we got Mawile turn 1. That was bad. And then we got that. I guess I could have... I forgot that I didn't Crobat myself. I could have Crobated myself this turn to go for the Darkness Energy to Power Excel, which would have then put me in like a better spot, right? So I think I'm just throwing. I truthfully forgot that I did not do that myself. So that's on me. We've got this. Go get ourselves... Because we just got Mawile, right? And then we do pair this hand all the way down. I think we're probably just out of the game at this point, but yes, that was bad. In hindsight, I think we should have probably just played our entire hand down last turn to try and go for that Darkness Energy so that we could Power Excelled. But let's see what we got. 6 cards. Yeah, none of those are great. So. Just have to retreat here and pass. Can evolve this. And then that's fine. We can play these. Get a Slowbro down. Seems fine. Play that. Grab another Eternatus. Seems fine. And then we just pass to my opponent. But I think at this point, them having already taken 4 prizes is just so bad. Granted, they aren't, set up to... They aren't set up to Alter Creation, so I don't know. Maybe they have like another energy switch and can just go altered this turn, which would certainly be pretty brutal for us. But it looks like they're just going to go potentially no altered this whole game. We're going to get Marnied. Cool. 4 cards. We have Crobat Quick Ball in our hand, so hopefully we can find ourselves something good. Got another Quick Ball. Cool. Boss 2. Swell down. That's fine. So I do wonder if they find a switch. If they switch, they can attack again. We might be able to... Yeah, we can certainly just boss the Zacian, and we might actually just be in a decent position if we can find ourselves a switch to get this thing out of the active. Let's go. All right. Finish him. I mean, we certainly need to just go for it, right? So we switch to this thing. Evolve here. Boss. And then I need to find a Darkness Energy, like stat. Immediately, right? 1 Crobat left in the deck. We'll see if we can't find it. Darkness Energy, please. Sick. All right, just barely getting in there. Love to see it. All right, and then deal our damage, take the knockouts, see what they do this next turn. We probably are going to find a Crobat off our prizes because we have 1, 2, 3, and then there's one more, so we may find a Crobat. I think we just don't jam the bench. There's really no point. And knock out that Zacian. They still have not used Alter Creation yet. Sure enough, there's Crobat number 4 right there. And we have 1 switch in the discard pile. The Catexwell is obviously going to be very annoying for our inflicting poison stuff. But honestly, if they hit me with Mawile this turn, they play... Oh, no, they play the good version of this deck. No, with all the good cards in it. Crushing Hammer, that's how we lose. That's just how we lose. So, that's bad. That's real bad. Because then all I have to do is attach to Mawile, and then, they swing, and then this thing can discard my special energy too, which is, like, also bad. And, you know, that's going to make things a little bit harder. I play Reset Stamp, too, yeah. Okay, all right. It's fine. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Now, I've got to figure out a way to take 4 more prize cards. My opponent is playing hammers. They could hit more. I mean, where there's 1 hammer, there's 3 more. So, I mean, if they just, like, if they double hammer, I mean, we're just so out of this game, right? Now, they don't actually, they have to hit a saucer, and they have 3 saucers in the discard pile. They have to hit a saucer and a switch in order to attack with this dude next turn. So we've got the free knockout, and also, what, 220 plus 130. That is a knockout on me. So we have to go and knock this out. We just have to, right? But then if they return the knockout with Zamazenta, then they only need a boss in order to win. But I think we may be able to keep them out of... We may be able to keep them out of attacking with that Zamazenta. They do have to find a switch and their 4th saucer. That being said, they do only have... They do only have 6 cards left in deck. So, their odds of finding it are pretty high. Now, it's not worth it to boss anything up. We have to knock out the Mawile, just have to. So we're going to Dread End. And then we'll see how many switches did they have down. They have 3 switch in the discard pile. So in order for them to take a KO on me, they need to find their 4th switch and their 4th saucer. And it looks like that is not going to be what's happening. So they hit their last Crushing Hammer. They have a Water Energy, and I suspect it's going to be a pass. And if it's going to be a pass, then we have game with Darkness Energy, Boss's Orders, and that is GG's, chat. It's a wrap. Eternatus taking the dub despite the really, really sketch start to this one. We're getting in there. Let's go, chat. Broken deck. And that's it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like the video, sub to the channel, ring that bell, and of course, check out the Twitch stream, twitch.tv/TrickyJim, where I stream live Pokemon trading card game content every single weekday. We've got a great welcoming community over there. We'd love to have you as a part of it. Also, make sure to check out FullGripGames.com for all the best Pokemon trading card game singles. And of course, if you've got extra cards lying around the house and you're looking to get some cash for them, or store credit, or a booster box, you can always sell your cards to Full Grip Games. And selling your cards to Full Grip Games directly supports the content I create here on Tricky Jim. It's really easy to do. You just fill out a buy list with the cards you want to sell us. You send us the cards, and we send you the cash, or the store credit, or a new booster box. We've got the link in the description below. Y'all take it easy and have a busted day. Peace.